they say, real in every way.
Hi, welcome everyone back to today's edition of Honeybees. Thank you for tuning in. We love and appreciate all of your support. My name is Ty, and this is the lovely
JC
and the lovely
Tabitha.
And we are here to continue our in-depth discussion about the coronavirus. It's all over the news. I think like CNN they're just like changing. They're not even hardly covering politics. They're just coronavirus.
I don't watch
like all
television,
day.
but politics is off.
They're like special coverage
virus?
of the coronavirus, like
I
all
hear
day,
you.
24/7. I'm like, oh my goodness. But so thank you so much, JC, for coming to hang out with us and to share your thoughts and opinions about the coronavirus. Do you have anything pressing that you would like to start us off with?
Well, the Ebola virus was much worse than this.
Oh, really?
But it's just that during the time of the Ebola virus, the social media wasn't like, what it is today.
Mm-hmm.
So now I believe it's the media has blown this out of proportion.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that people are, just going on a rampage shopping. And I heard recently, and I hope that I'm wrong, that people are starting to threaten other people just because of toilet paper.
I heard it. Somebody at the grocery store said that was true. That she saw it the day that, I don't know, went there yesterday or whatever.
It's so tragic. Like, why do we have to fight over toilet paper?
She said people were fighting over stuff.
Oh, there's articles online about fights breaking out or verbal fights, or I think even a couple of physical, contacts.
Oh my
to
gosh,
kind of
It
use
sucks
a
that
bidet.
people are in that much distress, that kind of a situation is causing them to act in ways that they wouldn't typically. That's scary.
But I don't know. Maybe those people might be more a little prone to being a little more violent.
I would think maybe,
Yes.
but
And so that button that pushes that tendency for them,
you might be right.
maybe because waiting in long lines, and you're rushing to try to get the items, and they're not there, or there's down to the last few, and it feels like kind of like the grocery stores feel kind of like Christmas time
Black
crazy,
Friday
like
or
it
whatever?
just it just feels. It maybe even worse though, because we're not even shopping for toys and sweaters.
That's so true.
Yeah,
We're
no
just
Santa sweaters.
ugly Christmas sweaters.
No.
We're trying to shop for the ability to be able to wipe our butt. Like,
I know, it's crazy.
we should be able to wipe our butts. Like,
Yes.
Right.
This is the United States of America. What is happening right now?
JC, how do you suggest we manage not potentially having enough toilet paper to survive as we're accustomed?
Oh, wow. And there's a meme going on in Facebook. If you ran out of toilet paper, please grab a Filipino friend.
What?
And the Filipino friend will tell you how you can deal with this problem.
So how do you deal with
Well,
the
you
problem?
do spill the beans,
Right.
our
Mr.
Filipino
Filipino
friend.
I know
Right.
it's a little bit TMI.
No,
But,
it's cool. Please share, because
we're ready
some of
for
us
it.
might end up in that
Right,
predicament
right.
at this rate. Is it the leaves? Is it leaves?
No.
Banana leaves?
No, definitely not banana leaves, because
I've heard banana leaves in other parts of the world.
Be
President
cautious.
Trump, please make Charmin make more.
Yes.
Make Charmin make
I
more.
think-
Make Charmin make
I
more.
think
Make
Charmin
make
and
more.
quilted northern.
Awesome.
I hope that our
Yes.
country will be better prepared for any future outbreaks like this.
I hope so too.
This is ridiculous. I believe,
She's like, I can't either.
I believe that when you mentioned Ebola, there was Ebola, swine flu, H1, the H1N1 swine flu,
Yes,
whatever.
yes.
Those things happened not too long ago.
Not too long ago, yeah.
So I feel like some people are bashing the current administration, but I believe some of that blame really goes to the previous administration, because
Right, I would agree.
those two, the Ebola and the swine flu, those should have been like a wake
Test
up
runs.
call. to our country and even to the world.
Yes.
That something like what we're going through now could happen, and they should have been preparing for something like this years ago.
Even the Y2K should have been some preparation.
Oh my gosh.
You know,
I remember my mom. Oh my gosh. So I was younger when that was going on.
Yeah.
And I remember my mom was canning fruits and vegetables and meats, and there's a way to preserve eggs. Like, I was like, for the love of God.
And it's not cool to take advantage of people in times of crisis. Like now, there are people who are taking advantage of this situation and trying to make money out of it. There was a story on Yahoo News about this gentleman in Tennessee, him and his brother. I'm surprised that he even was willing to put his whole name out there. But this was the headline. The headline of the title was something like, I have 17,000 bottles of sanitizer and nothing to do with it. So this man and his brother decided to clean out all of the sanitizer in his area, and then they rented a U-Haul truck and went to the next state of Kentucky. They went to Kentucky, cleaned out Kentucky, cleaned out whatever area of Kentucky that they traveled to of sanitizers, stashed all this stuff in his garage, and they also bought up like all the N95 masks, which those are the masks that are supposed to be the most protective when it comes to trying to not catch this.
Right.
They bought up a whole bunch of those. He's an Amazon. He sells on Amazon, so he started selling these things incredibly more expensive than they were supposed to be. This man racked up so much money because people were willing to buy these items for the very, very inflated price. And then Amazon went ahead and God shut his business down. So he can sell his stuff on Amazon or eBay and stuff like that. Now, as of yesterday or the day before, they're going to investigate him for price gouging. Right. And when I read the article, like, one thing I like about Yahoo News is that they have, like, you can read people's comments after the things. I mean, after their articles, and people were saying, like, you know, how could he do this? He's taking advantage of people. You know, people are trying to find these things, and he's sitting here stockpiling all this for profit and stuff. And so I like reading the comments because it helps me get a pulse of America when I read the comments on these articles. It kind of gives me an idea of kind of where we are swaying or not on these controversial things. And nobody was sympathetic to him. Usually there's like a mix of people, you know, but no, everybody was on this man's case. Everyone. He's getting like dollar sanitizers and then selling them for way more than the dollar he paid for. And he made buku amounts of money in a very short amount of time. And when I read the article, I was thinking, like, he is so wrong for that. He should donate those things. He needs to donate those things to the medical facilities and, you know, places in need, because, you know, it's just not right for someone to have almost 20,000 items that people are really desperately trying to get their hands on. It's not fair, and it's not right for people to take advantage of this situation. When it comes to these things that all the places are running out of, the sanitizer, the mask, the toilet paper, whatever, you know, it's not cool. It's not cool to prey on your fellow brothers and sisters at a time like this.
Yeah, wait till the crisis is over. Do it then.
Well, they can't make.
Don't do it then either.
You can't make the exorbitant amount of money. Then people aren't going to be willing to pay 4 or 5 times.
To be different.
More.
I saw the cutest thing this morning at Home Goods.
Okay.
Like I said, there was like nobody in there. It was so crazy. It was like creepy. Like I felt like I was being watched because there was nobody else in there.
Oh my god!
But this one lady,
I always feel like
no doubt, this lady comes in.
Oh my God.
And she has on a turtleneck sweater, a long turtleneck sweater.
Okay.
And she's got it like this. And she's running around trying to do whatever. Like, you could tell she was moving quickly. And I just started to giggle. I said, I love what you're doing with that sweater. And she starts, literally. And we all look at her because I was talking to a couple of the ladies that work there. And started to giggle and whatnot, but I'm like, that's funny.
Well, you know, the masks are becoming more popular and gloves. I mean, not just the people who are like working at these places, but you know, the customers too. You know, rocking the mask and the gloves and stuff, and you know, we might be headed in that direction where everybody just needs to go ahead. I mean, I've got the stuff, but I mean, I haven't gotten to that point yet. I don't know if I'm being slow, but
I've never bought those. But I get the gloves, the medical gloves or whatever. And this morning, I had told Chanel, I said, I need you to go back out in the or go in the backyard and pick up the dog mess, you know, because you have to do that every couple days. You have to take care of your yard.
Oh,
we do.
I don't know anything about dog. I'm not a dog. You're like, I already had a box of the regular surgical mask.
What made you buy the mask before?
A box of the gloves, at least the vinyl gloves, because I like to clean with them. So I slip those things on and I clean.
Yeah,
I don't like to.
You're like, I'm getting serious.
Yeah.
But what would make you think to buy masks? Well, what would you buy that for?
I got those because going into this cold and flu season, you know, picking up the germs and stuff, I wanted to be able for us to cover our mouth if we had a cough, like if we had to go out. So
okay. So you were. So I got you. I
bought
just never thought
to help, you know, to keep others to help them not get our germs.
Yeah.
Like if we had a cough,
yes,
we could put on the mask if we had to be out.
Yes.
So I already have a box. That's cool. Mostly new. I mean, like I still have most of them in there.
It's one of those things you rarely have to worry about.
But my friend from the Philippines, when he went to the garment district, he had a black mask on, and with the fake logo of the Chanel, the two C's on the mask.
That's cute.
I'm like, oh my gosh, look at him. He was so creative.
So creative.
The two
creativity.
C's. I know.
That's fashion.
Yeah. You know, I wonder if some people are making their own masks or something. But I was at another clothing store, and today, the same people that were at least I recognize some of those people from yesterday. Today, they're rocking like the black mask.
Oh wow!
Like, you know,
like
a black mask, and it had like some print on it. And so,
I'm
not sure.
Oh, interesting.
Multiple of them had it. I'm not sure if like people are they easy to make? Or do you know, like, can people make their own mask if you can't?
Yeah, they
find
probably got it from somewhere where it was cranked out like really quickly, like quick, it made in China.
It's not a medical. It's not a medical one. It's like
she's like it's like more of a fashion.
Yeah,
it's a fashion
it kind of is a cool looking mask, black mask.
Yeah, but it serves its purpose at the same time.
Well, I don't know if it really would serve a purpose though, because you can breathe through.
Yes, you can
fabric.
Breathe through it. Yeah,
I mean, thankfully.
Yeah, it's not like when you put it on, you'll suffocate to death.
But is it keeping the other people's germs, keeping you from breathing the other people's germs?
I would almost think not. It's not like the mask that you're speaking of, maybe. But I don't know. Shoot, I'm not an expert.
Yeah,
I just have an opinion, like everybody else.
Me too. Like I can't say not unless that mask is like some high-tech gas mask. I don't know.
I just think that the material that's used on the medical masks and the whatnot are probably meant to prevent those kinds of contacts between people. So, but just a piece of fabric, I mean, I can,
if it's just a piece of fabric, then
if I'm not gonna work. Inhaling and you're coughing in my face, I'm pretty sure something can go through the weave. The weave isn't very, tight or whatnot in comparison, but I don't know.
I know that a few months ago, the volcano erupted in the Philippines.
I never even
and
heard
so
about
they
that.
Distributed these special types of mask that you're not gonna inhale the ash.
Right.
So that's also the type of mask that we need for that against this coronavirus. Yeah.
Oh, and like the kind of
it's a special kind of material, so it's not to inhale any ash from the volcano.
I hope those people are getting on it because People want masks, but you can't find them. I mean, I remember when we filmed, like, maybe the week before last, I remember saying when we went through, like, the H1N1 Ebola, well, maybe it was Ebola. I can't remember which one. One of those things, I decided to go ahead, and they were saying that the regular surgical mask is not as good as the N95. I went ahead and I bought some N95 masks, and I still have those N95 masks right now.
Girl, why didn't you bring it?
Gosh.
These, like, I haven't even used them. It's like we haven't even needed these things.
In a long time.
And then a little voice said, Ty, don't donate those. Just hold on to those because you never know when you might really need it. And so I came close to donating them just holiday time frame. Now I still have them. So, you know, at this point I haven't felt like it's time to break out with it, but I have them in case I feel impressed that we need to mask up. I've got the 9. I know, like, body washes and stuff are all the rage and stuff, but I guess I'm a little more old school and I still like a good regular bar of soap.
I love it all.
Bath and Body Works, their shower gels and stuff, like my nose is extra sensitive and I'll start like sneezing in the shower and stuff like that or whatever.
I can only use certain ones, like the vanilla, and that's it. She's like you. She's like, this is too much.
Yeah. So I couldn't understand why I kept sneezing in the shower. I'm like, why do you keep sneezing?
I know.
Maybe
You're
it's
like,
too strong.
And so then I was like, I think it's the Bath and Body Works.
So for your coronavirus needs, go to Bath and Body Works.
For your coronavirus.
So you'll
they've got soap.
Bath and Body Works, you need to sponsor us.
I know, right? But they too have been selling out of their sanitizers and stuff. But
I don't know if it was just this gal telling me or if it's like really store wide, but she said a limit of 5 per thing. So I went and got that, and the woman was like, "You can only have 5," and I'm like, "So hand me 5 then." Like I was like, because I wasn't finding what I needed because they were almost all gone. Girl. And she started getting all excited. I'm like, I really didn't even need 5 or want 5. I was going to get like 2. And I'm like, well, give me 5.
There's a guy in this movie who fixes everything with Windex. Like even if he injures himself, he sprays Windex.
Oh my God, I clearly don't remember the movie then. Okay,
in
go
my
ahead.
case, I fix everything with soy sauce.
Oh my!
So I put soy sauce.
Okay.
It's funny how this quarantine has affected our brains, and now we're thinking about all these things.
I know. Like we want things that we don't even need or didn't want before. And
like the dude in front of you. Okay, so out at Target, I told you earlier, the dude, you know, when we mentioned that, I think you mentioned that babies are going to be born. You know, babies are going to start born. And I was like, well, the dude behind me was buying a big old box of condoms, like straight up. That was what he put on the little rotating thing. But the dude in front of me, 2 Instapots. I'm like, that must have something to do with the coronavirus. He's probably like, hey, like if it's getting down to just beans and stuff, well, I need something to cook them jokers. And he bought 2 Instapots at one time. He was right in front of me. I think it has something to do with, you know, what's going on right now. God. You know, if you need to just start throwing miscellaneous items up into something and make a meal.
We have a note here. It says, what do you think about the pandemic?
Yes, Maria posed that in the questions, but no one has replied. Would anyone like to reply to the question? What do you think about this pandemic? You know, how is it affecting your life? Is it affecting your life? And if so, how?
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I mean, like here, I think we've been experiencing like the shortages of stuff for at least about 2 weeks or so now. Mm-hmm. But I heard in other parts of the country it wasn't like that. But guess what? Now it's catching up, and even places like in Washington State where things were, you know, even though they have it worse than we have it here, but they're starting to run out of things. In North Carolina, they're starting to run out of things. So it's, I mean, like I think everyone's probably in the same boat right about now, as far as it's just hard to find these bare things, and I just don't understand how it shouldn't be like this. I was thinking before we started filming, I was like, you know, I said Charmin needs to go into 24-hour production of toilet paper. And I was like, do they need some volunteers? Do I need to go find the plant and help volunteer some time? But I just would want to hook up on the toilet paper too, though. I need to hook up and volunteer my time.
And then when you go to the factory, you see a bunch of people with masks and gloves and everything. They're all covered,
you know,
like astronauts.
Look, we need Purell to crank up their sanitizer production and Charmin to get on it because
on the toilet paper.
I mean, okay, what do you think about this? The news people are saying, these experts are saying that the reason why we're hoarding while we're trying to go out and get these things is psychology, and they're saying, it's because it helps give us this, I guess, in essence, like a false sense of control. Like, since we can't really control everything else, we're going out to get these things to feel like we at least have some sense of control over the uncontrollable.
Yeah.
And so we are, it's they say it's a psychology thing. And so when they're trying to tell us, don't go out and buy all the toilet paper and all this sanitizer and stuff,
right,
they're saying we shouldn't do that, but it's fighting against the psychology of our minds, like how we're wired to think and what we're wired to do. But it's like, I don't think those experts telling us, don't go buy up all the sanitizer, don't go buy all the toilet paper, that's not stopping anyone. And you can say psychology all you want, but at the end of the day, everybody wants to be able to wipe their tush. We need to be able to wipe our tush. So I don't think that they're stopping anyone from going in and buying up 5 packs of toilet paper if it's there. Like, I'm just saying, like, at the end of the day, who's going to have your back? At the end of the day, who's going to have your back?
Your toilet paper is.
Is at the administration or your local officials going to start handing out toilet paper to all the homes that need it? Are they going to come to your house and be like, you need toilet paper?
Right.
You need water? Do you need sanitizer?
Right.
I don't see that happening.
So as a mom,
it's a dog eat dog world, and
it kind of
you have to have your own back at the end of the day. That's how I feel about it.
As a mom, though, I'm always, when you talk about that mentality, I kind of keep that mentality so that when this kind of came on, I wasn't really in a panic. Like, I've got a lot of shit. Like, I mean, not like an overabundance, but I've got chicken broth. I've got diced tomatoes. I've got only a couple cans of lima beans. I've got rice. I've got flour. I've got, since I can't really eat bread so much lately, I've got a little bit extra bread. I just have stuff, and I like to keep the freezer and the fridge, full of fruits and vegetables and meat. So, I don't know. I didn't really have to freak out, but I was like, Caroline's like, well, do you have the shells and cheese? And I'm like, geez Louise.
Yeah, I know.
So I went and got that. But just being a mom, you tend to stay a little bit more prepared.
Yes.
At least I always have. And so, and what's crazy is I was sitting there thinking that, wow, I don't have as much as I usually do. And then this thing happened, and I'm like, but I'm still way okay. I don't need to go out. But when I did go to the grocery store, though, it was frightening to see nothing. You're like, never in my life. I'm about to turn 48. I have never seen anything like
shelves.
that.
Empty shelves. You're talking like wiped out, just wiped out. And it's at all the stores. It's at all the stores, at least that I've seen. I've seen Sam's Club wiped out. No toilet paper, no water, no paper products, no Kleenex, no nothing. I was at Target today. I've been to Walmart. I mean, like, you just don't. I mean, you're right. Like, this is just not. I'm not used to seeing this. I've never seen this before.
Like, deprivation like this, which is what it feels like.
It does.
Even though we're probably real, because as Americans, we tend to already have more than other people.
Yeah,
in other countries, we tend to be a little bit more prepared just because we consume quite a bit. Yes. So I don't know, but it's so scary to walk in and be like,
it is.
What do you mean there ain't shit?
And then to state the obvious, you look at one empty section. What happened to the Lysol?
I know, really. Where's the Lysol?
Where's the Lysol?
I mean, what the $80-100 million questions are. When are you going to be able to get the toilet paper and the sanitizer and the paper products, like the cleaning products stuff? When is all that coming? Because it doesn't make.
You said though that, and like I said, I don't watch television or anything, so I'm not getting all of that hype. But you mentioned that it was said that the things are available; they just need to be restocked.
Yes,
because
Maria chimed in on that.
Come down and get a job now, because we literally need people continuously stocking and helping us with cleaning carts and cleaning. Shelving and things as people are touching it or whatnot, just to try to be a little bit cautious. But I don't know. That would be so funny. Maybe I should stop by Smith's on the way home and literally see if I'll get hired on the spot.
Well, I've heard that there are grocery stores basically hiring on the spot. I think that, what I've been reading, hearing about on the news is that there's some stores who are starting to have
limited hours?
Yes, they're limiting hours so that it's giving their employees more time to be able to stock. I've heard that stores are opening up earlier or designating a certain time for elderly,
right?
To shop before the rush. I mean, the regular people rush. I guess
before
I don't know.
Come in and stomp them, trample them, unfortunately,
and stuff. And so they're trying to do different things here, but whatever it is not enough, because I feel like you should be able to go into the grocery store and there should be stuff out there. There should be stuff out there.
I just need to see a full grocery store is what I'm saying.
Yeah. So I've been talking with the people that work at the stores, and I'm like, okay, so when do you stock? When is the best time to come? And so basically they've said, this is what I gathered from multiple stores around town. They stock once the store is closed. So they stock through the night, or they stock in the morning before the store opens. So the best time to get to the stores is when they open. However, now that there are so many people who have figured that out, there are now lines outside of these doors, even before the stores, before they open. This doesn't make any sense to me. This is ridiculous.
It is. Yeah, it is.
I hope this passes very quickly, because, the truth is, at the end of the day, there have been lives lost that would not have otherwise been lost because of this virus. There are going to be more lives that will be lost that didn't need to be lost, that would not have otherwise been lost because of this virus. People say, oh, but the flu takes out more people. Look. There's people who've had the flu and they've survived it. There's people who got this thing and they haven't survived. So don't holler at me about the fact that the flu killed so many people. Many of us have caught the flu. You still here? I'm still here. You still here? Okay. People who are still here, right? Who've caught the flu. And I don't know if anyone knows anyone who's passed away. I don't know anyone directly who's passed away from the flu. And it's sad. And that is so sad that the common flu can take out so many people.
Right.
This thing though is different.
Quickly.
I mean, this thing is taking out people who've already had the flu and survived. So I'm like, this is a different beast here. This thing is taking out 20 and 30-year-olds as well. Not just the elderly people, but there are people who, the first one of the first doctors in China to try to sound the alarm about this, he caught it and died. He was only in his 30s.
Right, yeah.
He was only in his 30s.
Oh my gosh.
Left a wife and a small child.
But on the good news, there are people recovering from this, and I don't know if it's supposed to be funny, but a lady who's 103 years old recovered from the coronavirus.
Oh, nice. That's a strong lady. Wow.
And she was like, in her bed.
Right. Well, that's awesome. And
that's
good for her.
But,
it is,
still. So there's going to be, there's lives that are going to be lost that would not have otherwise been lost had it not been for this thing here. So I feel like it's a big deal. And we need to do there needs to be more out there for us. The more tests so people can get tested for this, and more supplies for the medical staff, and for and for those of us who would like to buy masks and stuff, too, and the sanitizers. People are stealing from their job at the hospitals. The medical staff are stealing from their own jobs these kinds of things.
I totally would.
Yeah.
I'd be like, I'm going to take some gloves over.
They're having to lock these things up now because even their own staff at these places are stealing. Those people are probably feeling like their back is up against the wall because they're trying to find these things and they can't find them to buy. And they're like, well.
And they're around a lot of sick people.
And the medical staff should have what they need because they're on the front lines of this thing trying to save lives. And they're not even having all of what they need. So this thing is a whole big mess.
It's
all the way around.
She's like, all the way around.
I hope it passes. And they still can't tell us exactly when they
So my store, my day job, they shut down the store indefinitely. And then, of course, this guy texted me, are you ready for this? Did you stock up?
You're like, sir,
I'm like,
my paycheck just stopped.
Yeah, I said, relax. The grocery stores, the supermarkets are still open. And that's how I ended the conversation. Because it's going to be a story without end with the apocalyptic man.
I mean, now might be a cool time to work in the grocery stores because you get the first dibs on whatever's coming in. So when those shipments are coming in, and when they get unboxed, and you just be like, shoot, I'm about to buy up 5 boxes.
When you're quarantined, you gotta entertain yourself.
You do. You have to keep your mind.
What are you saying? The people are buying those things up right now? They're stuck inside?
They're probably out of stock right now.
Let's go to Amazon and look.
And then probably you go to I know that one of the strip clubs, here in Vegas, they have a huge sign, and then they say they give out, corona-free lap dances.
Oh, that's funny. Corona-free.
Coronavirus
meaning
free
ladies
lap
that don't
dances,
have the coronavirus will still jiggle.
Little darlings,
what they're called?
Where it's at, Little Darlings?
Yeah, that's
the place. Oh.
Gosh.
What are they doing? Are they testing those girls before they do it? Because what if one of them is sick and then the customer come back and be like, I caught it from Melissa and I was fine until she sat on me. And now I'm going to sue you. I'm going to sue you because I got sick from that chick right there. Be like, it's all Melissa's fault. It's all her fault. There's people who can have it and are asymptomatic. Don't have any symptoms whatsoever. So like one of us could have it, we wouldn't even know it. Like
sounds like herpes.
You can't out.
Sounds like herpes.
Can't you be
whoever
symptoms?
But whoever has that's not laughing at your joke.
Oh my gosh!
You just aggravated some people.
I think they are coronavirus free. They are STD.
Oh, they're the STDs. Oh my goodness!
Right,
they're
not making that claim. They're not making the claim that they're STD free.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're getting a little funny.
But anyways, needed a little laugh there. So, thank you for sharing that funny story. So with that, let's take a really quick break, and then we'll come back for the last few minutes with our final closing thoughts on the coronavirus, all things corona today. So please stick with us. We will be right back with our closing thoughts. And remember, if you have anything you'd like to share, hit us up and share your comments. And thank you to those who've already shared your thoughts earlier in the show. We appreciate it. So we will be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Promise.
A fairy tale, they say, real in every way.